And now a story you will only see right here on Denver 7. A pregnant woman ended up in the ER after she says she had food poisoning after eating from a local Sprouts store. And she tells Denver 7's Thomas Hoppo both Sprouts and the company that delivers the food aren't doing anything about it, and she is demanding that someone be held accountable.
It's been a really rough couple of weeks getting over this.
For Chloe Bradley's family, November has been a time of being sick.
We were sick for a week with nausea and piercing headaches, and it was bad.
But it's not because of the flu.
Oh no, this was entirely related to seafood poisoning.
On Halloween night, Chloe and her family came to Sprouts on Hover Street in Longmont and bought some fish from the deli for her family. Tuna, to be exact.
About an hour before I went into the ER.
That's where a doctor told Chloe she had food poison.
Scombroid toxin poisoning, which is a specific type of fish poisoning.
After research, the bottom line is scombroid poisoning is caused by eating spoiled fish.
I was lit up totally red. I started getting the shakes while I was in the ER.
Chloe says her husband and 17-month-old daughter got sick too, but what she was most concerned with was her pregnancy.
There's not a lot of information out there about this particular type of seafood poisoning and the cause it has on the fetus.
Chloe says Sprouts tried to give her a $50 gift card and told her that the fish would be removed and returned to the vendor, Harvest Meat, for testing.
November 15th, that was the first they had heard about it, and they said they never received any fish back.
Harvest Meat is here to help. Thank you for calling Longmont Sprouts.
I contacted both the Sprouts and Harvest Meat Company, and they both confirmed about the food poisoning incident, but say they are now investigating what went wrong. All Chloe wants is two things: for $2,000 in medical bills to be paid for by one of these companies, but more importantly,
I want to make sure nobody else gets sick from this.
In Longmont, Thomas Hoppo, Denver 7.
Sprouts and Harvest Meats would not comment on Chloe's case. Sprouts says they have not received any other complaints similar to this and would not comment if it, in fact, removed the fish. Harvest Meats says it is doing a full investigation on this matter. Now, if you ever have a story that you would like us to look into, you can call our tip line at 303-832-TIPS. You can also email us or reach out to any of us on Facebook or Twitter.
This 10-year-old service dog was shot during a robbery earlier this week, and now police want your help to find those who did it.
The male came right up to me, held the gun to my face, told me, "I want your money and your pills, whatever you have. I want him caught. I want him prosecuted to the fullest."
Jeez, and this happened at the American Hotel on I-70 near Kipling in Wheat Ridge. The 10-year-old dog, her name's Nala. As you see there, had to have her leg amputated because of this. The victim said she'd never seen these suspects before, doesn't know if she was targeted or if this robbery was just random. Developing right now, the future of the city's oldest golf course is back up in the air.
The city of Denver had planned to purchase the Park Hill Golf Course for $20 million, with plans of transforming the 155 acres into something other than a golf course. But now the city has suspended those discussions over a leasing dispute.
Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski explains how we got here.
This whole saga started back in August.
The Park Hill Golf Course could be used for affordable housing.
A month later, it got even more interesting.
Park Hill Golf Course, the nonprofit which owns the land, wants to sell it to the city of Denver for millions.
And now there's another roadblock.
For now, we've just suspended those conversations between us and the city.
Charlotte Brantley runs Clayton Early Learning, the trust and nonprofit who owns the beloved Park Hill Golf Course. She says a leasing issue with the current tenant is now forcing them to hit the pause button.
We don't know what's going to happen next.
Currently, a company out of Dallas leases the land and runs the course. Brantley says they had an understanding that they weren't going to re-up the lease.
It's possibly going to go away. I was bummed.
But now that's changed.
Very, very, very recently here, they have let us know that they are not quite ready to make that decision in a formal way.
A right the company has under the current lease agreement, which put the sale on hold until at least next year when the lease is up. Great news for avid golfers like Yvonne Villa who love the course and want to see golf stay.
Good, good.
But outside of the putting green, the outcome could have impacts on the nonprofit's work serving low-income kids.
We're concerned, obviously, about being able to achieve our overall goal here of being able to get additional income from what we currently get on that property.
The city of Denver, along with Clayton, had reached a deal where the city would buy all 155 acres for $20 million, which meant more money for Clayton's early education programs.
We are looking at that asset as something that we need to leverage.
The city says it only plans to move forward with an agreement to acquire 90 acres of the land for stormwater detention, part of the expensive project called Platte to Park Hill, leaving the golf course and Clayton's future up in the air again.
It's never fun to sit and wait, right? But at the same time, it's a process. It needs to play itself out.
Jennifer Kowaleski, Denver 7.
And construction had already started on the stormwater project, but City Council still has to greenlight this latest twist. That's going to happen next month.
And tonight, it's not clear if there will be a 420 rally at Civic Center Park next year. The rally's old organizers have been shown the door by the Department of Parks and Recreation due to the huge piles of trash that built up after this year's rally. And that means anyone can apply for a permit to host an event on April 20th, 2018. The permitting process opens up on Tuesday, and Parks and Rec says they'll be accepting applications on a first-come, first-served basis.
We're just getting started.
So that's our goal, is to play our best game of the year Sunday. Prove it or not, we have to go get a win.
Broncos coaches are feeling the heat, how they plan to stop a 5-game losing streak.
Plus, a local brewery is giving everybody an opportunity to succeed and helping our job market. And we'll show you just how crowded our roads and airports will be for the holidays.
Next on Denver 7.
Tonight, we want to introduce you to the Brew Ability Lab in Northeast Denver. The brewery is in an industrial park near I-70 in Peoria, and nearly all of the employees have special needs.
We had to break down all the tasks and figure out, what are their strengths. It was a little crazy, for sure. It was a big jump.
Tiffany Fixter, the owner, used to work with adults with autism, and less than 1% of the people she worked with had any kind of job. Well, that inspired her to open Brew Ability. And now there's a waiting list of people who want to work with her.
That is fantastic.
Brilliant.
Next week's going to be a busy one at the airport. More than 1 million people will pass through Denver between the 21st and the 27th.
That's up 3% from last year's Thanksgiving season. DIA has seen growing passenger numbers every month for the past 2 years.
Good luck. As for holiday cooking, quite a few will be getting help from local restaurants. About 13% of you say you'll be ordering takeout for some or even all of Thanksgiving dinner. 9% of people say they'll just go out to eat instead of having any dinner at home.
2 out of 5 Americans make up an excuse to call in sick. This is according to a Career Builder survey that was released just today.
And if you do call in sick, don't be surprised if you get caught. Almost half of all bosses say they have caught a worker who was lying about being sick by just looking at social media pages. People are so stupid.
I know, seriously.
Some people say they have driven to employees' houses or had another employee call the so-called sick person. And about a quarter of bosses say they have fired an employee for a fake sick call.
Don't try it. No. All right, Allison's here with sports and some changes out at Dove Valley, huh?
Yes, lots of changes. It's been 47 days and counting since the Broncos' last victory, so it's fair to say the Broncos are in a slump. So what do you do when things aren't working? You change things up like they did today. Instead of their usual Friday walkthroughs, they had their typical practice, going through plays, getting ready to face the Bengals this Sunday. The area of focus this week, special teams. Let's be honest, it can't be any worse than last week.
Any vitriol that I would receive would be justified, because it was a deplorable performance, and this place has a high standard, and that's why I love being here, because it does have a high standard. You don't want to be in a place where mediocrity is accepted. Nobody wants that. And so this place is known for its Hall of Famers and its Super Bowls, and I have to live up to that level.
But here's the good news. The Broncos are 13-2 at home against the Bengals. The last time the Bengals won in Denver, 1975. So it's setting up for a good week for them to go back to their winning ways.
Every week's a prove-it week, in the NFL. So for us, it's a week to play a cleaner football game. So that's our goal, is to play our best game of the year Sunday. Prove it or not, we have to go get a win. So however you put it, we have to go get a win this week.
Also happening right now, Broncos insider Troy Rink at a special ceremony at Mile High Stadium honoring the late Red Miller and Hall of Famer Terrell Davis, and we'll hear from Davis tonight at 10. Meanwhile, it's senior week up in Rams country. Final game of this season, Rams hosting the Spartans as they look to snap a 3-game losing streak, and head coach Mike Bobo is fired up going into this game.
Fuels me every day, not because of a win or a loss, because I want to be the best team on the field that Saturday. I want to be the best team in the country, and that fuels me. And, you know, 7-5, if you win this game, we're 7-5, you're the best team in the country. No, but it's a step to moving to where we want to go, and that's my plan.
That's a good plan. You just
simple
want to
enough.
win the last game. Of course you do.
Winning is good.
Winning is
great.
great.
Let's see if the Broncos can do that too, right? Definitely.
Indeed.
What is happening out there?
It's pretty crazy out there, but it comes in fast. It's going to leave fast. I want to show you a little clip from Loveland. This was about 3:45 this afternoon. Just a little bit of light snow. Watch. You can see the skiers going by, but all of a sudden this thing just comes in and we go from visibility to whiteout. That's how fast the storm came in. It's dumping up there, folks, about 2 inches of snow per hour. Now in Denver, kind of the same thing. We had a beautiful day for a long time today, and then just in the last few hours before sunset, the clouds began to come in. Now we have the rain, a few rumbles of thunder around. There'll be a few flakes of snow as well.